Hi everyone! Today's video is sponsored by the app HiNative, which is this one. And this is actually my first sponsored video ever. As a YouTuber, I get 50 to a couple of hundred of sponsorship requests every month, and so far I've said no to all of them because either it's not a product that I would regularly use and or believe in, or it's not something that I think y'all would find useful, and so therefore I don't want to make a video about it. So it was very nice to be contacted by a company that had a product that I actually was excited about. And so a huge thank you to HiNative for supporting my channel. But moving on to the review. Okay, Kitty, Flurry, love you. Are you gonna be here? Do you want to be here? Do you want to go somewhere else? This is not my cat, by the way. This is my friend's cat. HiNative is a language and culture exchange app, or a question and answer app, which basically just means it's an app where you can ask questions about the language that you are trying to learn and view other people's questions and answers, or you can answer questions of your own native language to help people who are trying to learn it. In my case, that's English. There's a free version and there is a paid version, and it's just this open community. I first heard about this app in March when Charla, who is another Japan-based YouTuber, made a video about it, and she actually does this amazing tutorial on how to make an account, and her video editing skills are fantastic. But so I'm linking to that down here and highly recommend that, but it's all pretty self-explanatory. When you make an account, you can select the languages you're learning. So for me, I just did Japanese because I'm severely dyslexic and it's language learning in general is very difficult. And then you can put your level, so I put intermediate level, and then you can select your native language, so mine was English. And so the app makes a community of people that you can interact with based on your languages and your language abilities. So right now I'm doing the Japanese one. Probably the most useful thing for y'all is the question function, where you can ask questions and have your questions answered by native Japanese speakers. For me, I actually don't use that though, because I am married to, live with, and work with a native Japanese speaker, my husband Ryosuke, and so I'm just used to asking him all the random questions. But that's the thing, is when you're learning a language, it's really helpful to be able to ask those maybe stupid, random, awkward questions that Google search and looking online and textbooks just do not help with. So if you are not married to or living with a native speaker of the language you are trying to learn, oh man, this is useful, this is helpful. Go for it. So I use HiNative for learning Japanese by creeping on other people's questions and answers in Japanese. Sorry, not sorry. And so I scroll through the Japanese section until I find a question that I'm like, ooh, I can answer that. I know the answer to that, or I think I know the answer to that. And so I write down what I think the answer is, and then I check the answers by native Japanese speakers. And if it's the same, I'm like, yes, I got it, I can do Japanese. And if it's different, I try to figure out why it's different. Did they use words that I don't know? Are there grammar structures that I don't know? It's more fun learning via textbook, not to mention more useful because there is a gap between learning with a textbook, which could be written 5 to 10 years ago, and how people speak right now. And then every once in a while, when I think that my answer is correct, but the answers that native speakers are giving are completely different, I will jump into the conversation and be like, hey, I noticed you used grammar structure X instead of Y. Can you explain why you did that? And then they'll be like, oh, thank you for asking. Grammar structure Y can only be used in these situations where X is maybe more natural or more useful or more authentic. This is not a direct translation app. It's not like Google Translate or all those other ones. So I feel like I can trust the answers a lot more, and it's more personal. It is also not a one-on-one language learning service or chat app or like Let's Collect Friends app, which maybe unpopular opinion, I actually don't like those one-on-one language learning things because a lot of the time they kind of end up feeling like a dating app. And when I am not in the mood to learn and I just kind of want to waste time on my apps, I go on and I answer people's questions in English because I understand how difficult it is to learn English. I've been watching my husband learning it for 5 years or so. It's not an easy language, and it feels good to help people. Actually, I started my blog because I wanted to help foreigners who were living in Japan, and so my first couple blog posts and stuff like that were like how to rent an apartment in Japan, how to do coin laundry at a coin laundry place if you don't speak any Japanese, or how to pay your utility bills at a convenience store. that I really just wanted to help people. And then later I started posting about my life on the internet, and people seem to like that a lot more than the how-to stuff. So now I have a YouTube channel, which is just all about my life, and that's crazy in its own sort of way. But answering other people's questions and helping them with English, it does make me feel good. I definitely think y'all would like the HiNative app. Try downloading it. It's completely free to use. They have a paid version, and then the paid version gives your questions priority, and you get a whole bunch of other very neat features.
So this is what the HiNative app looks like. My community has 2 tabs, questions about English and questions about Japanese. I flip through the 2 tabs depending on how I'm feeling at the moment. So do I want to learn or do I want to help other people learn? The questions in English come from people all over the world, and I usually only answer the questions where people need a voice recording of a word or sentence, like for pronunciation, or they need something from Japanese translated into English, because that actually also helps me study. Like this one. It's asking how to say something in English and so far has no answers. So when I click on it, I can see more info. They want to know about the nimo part of the sentence and what it means in English. And I actually just covered this in my textbook, so I can explain it, kind of, I think. All right, well, I think that answers it. Let's hit post and check. Yes, okay, my answer posted. Okay, let's go look at some of the other questions now. Now that we've done a couple in English, let's look at the Japanese questions. Ooh, this one's easy. I can do this. No answer? Oh, okay, no. Already has an answer. And since it's a community, I like to engage in other people, and if they give good answers, give them a thumbs up. Let's see if I can find another one to answer. Oh, this one looks easy. Okay, it has a bunch of answers already. All right. I mean, you can see how quickly people are responding on here, and that's great. Oh, okay. How about this one? Okay, that's an area where rain is pouring. So it looks like it's a native Chinese speaker who is asking a question about Japanese. But it's in English, so I can answer that. Great. Yep, it posted. Oh, I can see I have my notifications. I haven't checked them today. I got a thank you for one of my comments yesterday, some thumbs up. Woohoo! All right, so asking questions. They have 5 preset question formats that you can pick from. The how do you say this? So how do you say this in Japanese? And you can write your sentence. The does this sound natural? And so you can write a Japanese sentence and people will vote whether it sounds natural or not. And then they can offer ways to improve it. The please show me sentences with examples this. And so then people will use whatever you're trying to figure out in a couple of sentences. The what does this mean? Which, is pretty self-explanatory. What does blank blank mean in Japanese? And then people will explain it. The what's the difference between A and B? And I actually really like this one. You can use it for words or grammar things, and then people will tell you the difference between the two things. And then a free question is if you just want to ask something else. And so it doesn't come in a format or anything like that, and you can just ask away. And if you've noticed at the bottom of all of these questions how it says number of tickets, that is a premium version feature. When you download it, you automatically get the free version, and then you can update the premium version at any point under your settings. Premium is $9.99 a month, and you get a bunch of extra neat features, including but not limited to the ticket feature, which is every month you get a certain number of tickets, and then the tickets you attach to your question, and then your question goes to the top so that more people see it and more people can answer it. And so it's if you have a question that's really important or difficult, or you just need a lot of eyes on it. And so you can go premium at any time, or you can stick with the free version.
If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comment section below, and I will try to answer them. Also, I have contacted the HiNative support a couple times on mine just to see how they respond, and they usually respond very, very quickly. So you can get your questions answered there, probably faster and better than I can, but Cool. Thanks for watching, and once again, thank you for HiNative for supporting my channel. Bye!